Thank you, Ken, for that report. Now, Save the Children has warned that over 3.5 million children in Kenya will be out of school when schools reopen for the first time in January 2023 due to the ongoing drought. The organization has warned that there are more than 2 million children aged between 4 to 17 years that have been out of school since the third term of 2021, and that an additional 1.6 million children are at a high risk of dropping out of school as schools reopen for the first term next year as hunger crisis worsens in the country. Dickens Luvanda has this report.
As schools reopened for the first time beginning January 23, 2023, after the long December holidays, over 3.5 million children in Kenya will be out of schools due to the ongoing drought. A 2021 study by the Global Out of School Children Initiative revealed that there are more than 2 million children who are aged between 4 to 17 years that have been out of school since the third term of 2021. The Long Range Assessment Report by the National Disaster Management Authority NDMA projects that an additional 1.6 million children are at high risk of dropping out of school as schools reopen for the first time in 2023 as the hunger crisis worsens. Mandera, Garissa, Wajir, Turkana, Marsabit are amongst the worst affected counties, with Mandera having the highest number of school dropouts of 295,470 children aged between 4 to 17 years old. Garissa follows with 298,410, Wajir at 266,540, Turkana at 253,640, then Marsabit at 107,600 dropouts, with other counties also greatly affected, including Narok with 83,020, West Pokot with 80,070, and Samburu with 64,818 school dropouts, according to the NDMA report. The 2022 Long Range Assessment October to December Projection Period Report for the arid and semi-arid land ASAL areas indicates that 4.35 million people in Kenya are facing high levels of acute food insecurity. According to a recent survey done by Save the Children in June 2023 on impact of the drought in 17 counties, significant decrease in school enrollment is seen in all the 47 counties, with an average of 52% affecting schools across all levels, including early childhood education, primary and secondary schools. Among the key reasons for high school dropout were highlighted as inadequate or lack of school meals, poor learning environment, lack of teachers, dilapidated infrastructure, resource-based conflicts, and climate-related emergencies. Shortage of water in schools is also a major factor. An analysis in water in primary and secondary schools in the 17 counties, which are targeted by the education sector, revealed that 460 schools have no water source and 1,896 schools only rely on harvesting rainwater. According to Yvonne Arunga, the country director for Save the Children Kenya and Madagascar, Kenya is experiencing one of the worst droughts in 40 years, and children are the most vulnerable groups and are usually the most affected in such emergencies. Parents have to migrate with their children in search for food, pasture and water for their livestock, a move that compromises their access to basic facilities such as food, clean water, healthcare and education. Northern Kenya is majorly a pastoralist community, and right now, parents are unable to pay school fees because they have lost their source of livelihoods. Communities are majorly focused on basic survival skills, and school-going children have to help their parents to take care of livestock and carry out domestic chores. Says every minute that goes by means small children's lives are increasingly at risk and that time is quickly running out for children. The organization has called on the government to make every effort to ensure maximized and efficient running of school feeding programs during drought situations, especially in the areas most affected by drought. Save the Children is also calling on the government of Kenya to ensure adequate supply of safe water to schools during the drought for the purpose of drinking, sanitation and personal hygiene in order to enhance a conducive school environment that will encourage children to stay in school.
60 divided by 2.
Also wants the government to put in place real-time monitoring systems to assess situations in schools at the onset of drought to enable early responses before the impact of school closures is experienced. Save the Children's School comes at the time that several organizations and well-wishers have enhanced drought mitigation efforts to help the government in addressing drought-stricken families and counties. In November 2022, Crisis the Answer Ministry SITAM rolled out a drought mitigating campaign dubbed Bread of Life in an effort to reach out several areas hit by drought, including Meru, Turkana, Kajiado, Marsabit and Kilifi counties. The organization distributed 2.7 tons of food items and 8.7 million Kenya shillings to be used as cash transfer to various families, a project that will run up to April 2023 in some of the areas.
Hunger is so critical that even if you treat someone as an enemy, when you see him as hungry, you've got to stop treating them as an enemy. You've got to look for food and go and give these individuals. That's how the Lord views hunger.
To address the gaps in education, Save the Children is implementing the Operation Come to School project dubbed Watoto Rudi Shule to increase enrollment and retention of children who are out of school in Wajir, Turkana, Baringo and Bungoma counties. The organization will work in partnership with various departments, including Ministry of Education, the Teacher Service Commission, Youth, Gender and Social Services Department, County Directorate of Education Office and Public Health, as well as other educational stakeholders in the targeted counties, to ensure complementarity with the county-level priorities and project education priorities in the proposed project. The organization is also providing life-saving assistance to children and their families which are affected by the drought in Turkana, Mandera, Wajir and Garissa counties through the integrated health, nutrition and food security, child protection, water hygiene and sanitation and education interventions, and have so far reached 737,931 people, including 405,511 children in the year 2022. Deacon Sulvanda, Hope TV News Watch.